Hey, this is Steve from IDP Plus, and I've got 5 players you should consider grabbing for your waivers. Now, again, we are talking week 2 waiver wire video. I want to get you guys 5 players that I consider some great grabs this week. And of course, if you want even more in depth, make sure you go to our website at idpplus.com and take advantage of what we have for you. Some tools, some rankings, and of course, access to this article to get you more in depth of players that you should consider grabbing for your IDP leagues. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Again, I'm not talking 5. I'm going to count down. Of course, at the end of the video, I will be announcing the number 1 player you should grab on your roster this week because they are pretty much available in a lot of leagues, which is surprising. So again, make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of this. Now, before I get started, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button. And of course, take advantage of some promotions we've got going on at IDP Plus. So look, start your season off right with our subscription to IDP Plus. Get 20% off any subscription for a limited time. And on top of that, get access to our tools, our IDPI articles, rankings, and of course, access to our subscriber Discord to help any line of questions or waiver wire questions you have throughout the season. Now, I'm going to go into this as far as positions. I've got a couple positions I want to talk about. I do have a D tackle / defensive lineman, Keion White, as a great option for you guys this week. Keion White really set the tone for the New England Patriots against the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a great option this week to really go and grab. Look, he's got big shoes to fill in Barmore. He's not there, obviously, due to health issues. So Keion White has got a lot to fill in. And he's part of a really good Gerard Mayo defense. And I think that's where this team is going to really focus on, is on the defensive side. Keion White had a great game. He had 3 solo tackles, 2.5 sacks, a fumble force, and 2 tackles for a loss. So depending on how your scoring is, this guy probably went off for you guys. And he is available in a lot of leagues, so make sure you guys are looking out for Keion White. He's probably one of my favorite players to pick up this week. Another player I really like on that defensive line as well is going to be Pat Jones for the Minnesota Vikings. Now, he only had 48% of the snap share. So he is someone that is really rotationally being played in there. He's got, obviously, Van Ginkel and the rookie Dallas Turner to compete with. He has not necessarily set himself in stone as the starting defensive end, but I really like Pat Jones. He had a great game this past weekend. He had 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and he really showing that trust for the coaching staff. I do expect his snapshot share to increase slightly. Again, he's more of deeper leagues that I think he's a waiver you should consider grabbing. But again, one of my favorites this week because he is available in a lot of leagues and he's being overlooked because the fact that he isn't necessarily the starting defensive end. Another player I really like this week is going to be Zach Bond for the Philadelphia Eagles. Bond came into the Brazil game as the starting inside linebacker for the Eagles because of Devin White being injured. Now, of course, you never wish injuries on anybody, but Bond took advantage of that. He had 14 tackles. 15 tackles, which was crazy. 2 sacks. I mean, career highs in almost all of this as far as a game goes. And Bond looks to try to take over the inside linebacker position if Devin White continues to miss time. Now, if Devin White does come back, Bond, I'm not sure how they're going to utilize him. I do think because of what he was able to do on that Friday night game, he should have more value and probably see a lot more opportunities on the field. But he is somebody you definitely want to consider grabbing. He's available in just about every league because, again, most people didn't really hear about him, talk about him, or even think he had a shot at the starting lineup. But because he filled in for Devin White, who has had some injury concerns in the past, is a great option this week. Now, as far as the defensive backs, I have Nick Cross as a great player to pick up. Cross obviously earned the starting role at the safety position, which was fantastic. And with that, giving the coaches the trust where he had 14 tackles and he proved them that he is deserving of that starting lineup. He had a great game that game. And on top of that, it was a career high for him. He's going against the Green Bay Packers, who are now having to put Malik Willis out on the field at the starting quarterback position, which means Nick Cross has an opportunity to not only take care of tackles, get some pass defenses, and possibly some creating turnovers in the secondary against a Malik Willis, who is going to be scrambling to try to figure out that quarterback spot and start. I do think they're going to utilize a lot of Josh Jacobs, which means Nick Cross has the ability to get down in the box and take advantage of those tackles. So if you guys are in a scoring league that really rewards tackling, Nick Cross is an absolute must grab this week. And my number 1 must grab for waivers in IDP is going to be Eric Kendricks for the Dallas Cowboys. Not because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, but because Eric Kendricks was overlooked in a lot of leagues. He's available in a decent amount, and unfortunately, because of that, I think he's my number 1. He had 9 tackles, he had 2 sacks, and an interception off a tipped pass from Micah Parsons. And Eric Kendricks is the absolute stud in this middle linebacker core, with a very familiar Mike Zimmer as his defensive coordinator, who he had played for many years. Kendricks is a bona fide linebacker who's going to be able to help stop the run, get plenty of tackles, again, make some plays. He's going to, in the way this defense is playing, they're moving these linebackers left to right. Now, he did leave the game because of hydration. That's not an injury concern. So again, just, I think, overly excited, didn't get enough fluids, but he is definitely somebody I really think you should be going. He is my number one and favorite waiver wire this week for IDP. Now, of course, again, if you guys want more of this, make sure you guys come to the website. Check out idpplus.com. Make sure you guys obviously subscribe. Take advantage of the articles and tools we've got for you. I've got a lot more defensive players in that article for you guys to help you guys have a successful week 2. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next week.